Can the fractured heroes of the DC Universe ever hope to reunite to defeat Perpetua and save their universe? Well, let's hop into the pages of Dark Knight's Death Metal issue number 2 and find out together, shall we? So I was pleasantly surprised to find out that this issue actually starts on a bit of a comedic bent. Once again, everything is narrated by Sergeant Rock, which no doubt means he's going to be important moving forward. We also get introduced to the Chief Scout of the Batman Who Laughs new Dark Knight, the Batum. Yeah, that's right, he's Batman and Atom simultaneously, and he moves around really small in a gecko costume. Which is honestly a pretty damn genius idea, and I'm surprised the main universe Atom doesn't try that more often. Now, much like the previous issue, the focus actually appears to be on Wonder Woman. At the end of the last issue, Diana had managed to save Wally West from Tartarus, and now they've commandeered a Bat Monster truck to go looking for help and justice. Their first port of call is a place called Valhalla. No, not the place from Norse myth. Actually, it's a little bit more interesting than that. Valhalla is the resting place of dead heroes. An important and sacred place to the superhero community that managed to stick around after Perpetua reordered the entire universe. This place has always had a series of rotating guards, and for this round we got none other than the JSA. The Justice Society of America having re-entered mainline DC continuity following the events of Doomsday Clock as well as the end of Scott Snyder's own Justice League series. This is why Wonder Woman and the Society recognize each other. Why even Wally West and Jay Garrick managed to share a sweet little moment between each other that echoes the end of DC Universe Rebirth, where in the original Flash says that he'll never forget Wally ever again. Now, Valhalla also just so happens to be the place where Batman has set up shop, and I mean, it makes sense. He's using the Black Lantern ring to mess with the Batman Who Laughs and his army, and what better place to build an army of his own than a crypt filled with old Golden Age superheroes. Once again, I must take my hat off to the creative team, both on the writing and art front, because this page is an absolute treasure trove of Easter eggs and references, my personal favorite being the original Black Canary's name that's just a little obscured behind Batman. Now, as was kind of alluded to in issue 1, Batman and Wonder Woman are at a bit of an impasse as to what to do next. The Dark Knight figures that they need to create their own planet in secret where all the refugees from this twisted world can go live away from the vengeful hand of Perpetua. Diana, though, thinks differently, figuring that they don't need to run, that they can actually rise up and win this fight with the extra wild card being Wally West on their side. If they can rescue their friends from the fire pits of Apocalypse and then go back to the original Crisis, they can supercharge Wally and maybe overthrow Perpetua once and for all. Bruce is hard to convince at first. As far as he sees it, they've tried this type of plan before, and every time it's failed, blown up in their face. Worse still, Batman feels that Wonder Woman may very well have escalated things too far when she killed the Batman Who Laughs, and that whatever he may become next is something they can't handle. Speaking of which, from there we transition on over to the Batman Who Laughs, who we see a bunch of twisted Alfreds are taking his brain and putting it inside a brand new body. But not just any body, a body belonging to Bruce Wayne somewhere in the multiverse, wherein he turned into Dr. Manhattan. How exactly did a Bruce this powerful die, and how exactly did the Batman Who Laughs manage to get a hold of his body? I don't know, but if I had to guess, I'm sure there's probably going to be a tie-in somewhere explaining it. The Batman Who Laughs brain takes to this new body right away, and with that he is reborn as something much more powerful, much more primal, something with a brand new name. No, it's not Dr. Bathattan, unfortunately, even though that name is literally right there. No, this creature calls itself the Darkest Knight. The Darkest Knight dispatches a bunch of his own toadies before crowning one of the Twisted Robins as his new Robin King, vowing that together they will overthrow even Perpetua herself. Now, if the good guys ever hope to make it to Apocalypse, they're going to need a ship. Luckily, they have a lead over in the Arkham Wasteland, basically Mad Max Fury Road, but with even more crazy people. It would seem that after the original Dark Knight's Metal storyline, Batman had created a special little bunker staffed by, get this, robotic versions of the original Dark Knight villains created by the Toy Master. And speaking of the Toy Master, you all remember back in the 2007 Jeff Lowe Batman Superman run, Toy Master created a rocket ship built to look like a composite Batman Superman? Well, it turns out he did it again, only this time it's a Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman craft, a Trinity shuttle that's going to take them to Apocalypse. And it's on that note there the comic comes to an end, everybody, and so that was Dark Knight's Death Metal issue number 2, and I must say, I liked this second issue much more than I liked the first one. Mainly that the story just genuinely had more fun with the weird concept that it's playing with. I like that these evil Dark Knights just keep getting wackier and wackier, and some of them are just straight up played for laughs this time around, to the point where even the Batman who laughs gets bored and sick of them and sends them away. I like that actually after having written Batman for so long, Scott Snyder puts him in more of a supportive role and has Wonder Woman seemingly be the POV character for this big apocalyptic event. I especially love seeing the JSA get more play, as well as the many wonderful Easter eggs. This issue also basically calls out what I've been saying from the very beginning, and that is that by the time Dark Knight Death Metal is done, the entire DC universe is probably going to be reordered all over again. But until we get there, we still got a ride to take. Overall, I would give this one an 8 out of 10, and I hope the following issues can keep up this same sort of manic energy that I enjoyed so much here in this one. Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again, and I just want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. And hey, if you enjoyed the book I covered in this issue and want some comics of your own, might I recommend Book Depository? It's my #1 place for shopping for comic book trades. You get a great price, and if you use my link down in the description, you'll actually be helping me out at the same time. You get something, I get something, everybody wins, right? So until next time everyone, I've been Joel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.